Hi everyone, welcome to my studio. I'm going to be giving a demo today, just like I would be giving a demo in class, except instead of working with clay today, we're going to be working with cardboard. And using the cardboard to create a relief sculpture. So again, a relief sculpture is a sculpture, it's not something to walk around, it's something kind of built out from a flat surface. And I've made a couple of demos here just to show you some different techniques that you can use to make them, and I made one as a representational piece and one non-representational. And you're welcome to do absolutely anything you want with this. And the cardboard that I've used for this, I've used this thick, like double layer corrugated cardboard, which is my personal preference, but if you don't have that, you can use single layer cardboard, and worst case scenario, if you don't have either of these, you can even use like a shoebox or something. You'll just have to build up more layers. So what you're going to need, obviously, is a cardboard. If you're cutting in kind of straight lines, you're going to need a straight edge of some kind to cut with. You're going to need some kind of a sharp blade. I'm using this mat knife that has these replaceable blades, and I replace them fairly regularly to keep it nice and sharp. If you don't have one of those, an X-Acto blade will work. So again, sharp blade. A pair of scissors you might need, a toothbrush, and sanding sponge, and I'll show you why in a minute. If you don't happen to have a sanding sponge lying around the house, a green scrubby will work almost as well. And you're going to need pencil, you're going to need some glue. Elmer's glue will work fine, but I just found that I like actually using paste even better. This Yes paste is really great, but any glue will do. That's what you're going to need. You're going to need a tabletop to work on, and you're going to need something to protect that tabletop. This is my studio table, and there's nothing precious about it, but I don't want to cut into it accidentally as I'm cutting through the cardboard. So I put this extra little board on top, so when I cut through, I protect the table. If you don't have something like this board to put on top, just put extra cardboard underneath, so you can cut through and hit the cardboard below, but not your tabletop. Okay? So that's all you're going to need for this. You might want to start with a sketch pad, and something that I thought which might be a fun project to work on for those of you who want to do a representational piece. Again, you can do anything you want. You can do, I made the mask as an example because I thought a mask is something that everybody can immediately connect with, and it might be a good place to start. Also, a landscape would be kind of a really cool one. You can think of how you can be building up with layers, building a depth, depth, foreground, background with layers, different textures, put in trees with leaves, things like that. Okay, so that's something to consider. Anything you want to make is fine. I will show you some of the textures and techniques I used to create these, like say on this piece, and I'll come up a little bit and hopefully still stay in the camera frame. Hopefully this is still in the camera frame. And you can see these different textures here and how much fun it is to kind of play around with the background, foreground, different textures. I'll show you how to create this texture, I'll show you this, and then just perforating. Cardboard is such a versatile material, and just like poking into it this was just with a pencil point, poking in to kind of outline things and get some more texture thrown in there is kind of fun. Okay, so let me show you this first, like how you would get showing the corrugations. Yes. Say if I took my piece of cardboard and say I wanted to make a curved area out here of that corrugation. So I just take my sharp knife and I cut in just through the first layer. And I've made my cut there. And then I'm just going to peel this paper off the top surface. And sometimes it comes off real easily, and sometimes not so much. But I'll show you how to get it off if it doesn't come off real easily, which this one seems started coming off good, and then it's kind of stopped. So, again, hopefully I'm still in the camera frame here. I'm going to take this pencil, and I'm going to work it down these channels, and then grab onto a little of the paper that's overhanging and just pull it off. And then I'll show you the next step to cleaning this up. So again, that pencil blade, the pencil tip goes under, I catch some of that paper, put my thumb down to catch that paper, and then I can just pull it off. Okay. So now, I've got most of it off. And there might be a reason why you might want to leave it kind of jaggedy like this. That's kind of an interesting look itself. But if you want it nice and smooth and cleaned up, that's where that sanding sponge comes in. Or if I just take this and kind of get that angle into the channels, it quite readily and quickly cleans up what's left behind. Something else that will work, again, I already mentioned the Scotch-Brite green scrubby, but if you don't have that, also a little piece of sandpaper will work. Keep it a fine, fairly fine grit sandpaper. Again, you get the idea here. And then finally, and this is where the toothbrush comes in, you can go in there and just clean that up. There's a couple little pieces there that I could work out, but you get the idea. And then again, you've got those nice contrasting textures there. Okay, so there's that. There's also for this texture here, that's just cutting strips of cardboard and exposing the corrugated edges. So that's also a nice kind of texture to work with. And for that, I would just take my strip of cardboard, and cut. And be careful when you're using these, like really pay attention and be careful that you don't cut yourself because they are really sharp. And I've cut myself before. But anyway, so now you see you've got that nice exposed corrugated edge there. So I could place that. I could bend it. Kind of working with my fingers so I break it down a little bit. And then I could use it as a curved edge. Again, I can't really tell when I'm talking to this camera where everything's fitting into the frame, but hopefully you can see that. Okay? So I think that's really all I need to tell you, is get your cardboard, and you might want to start with paper first. Starting with newspaper, drawing out your design, cutting out the individual shapes, and then kind of laying those shapes up and get an idea how it's going to look, and then switch over to your cardboard and just have fun with it. Like really, I know that this is a really kind of stressful time for almost everyone, and in one way this may seem like a ridiculous thing to be playing with cardboard at home when so many other things are going on, but it might also be a good time to take your mind off of all the things that might be stressful and just play, okay? So play, have fun, and make something wonderful, and that's really, I think that's really it. If anybody has any questions, let me know, and if there's some reason, any reason at all that you can't do this, that it's absolutely impossible for you to do this, you're allergic to cardboard, I don't know, if there's some reason, let me know and I will come up with an alternative, say, written assignment to do, okay? But I think this could be a fun project, and it translates in a way into the ceramic project. So you're still building, you're still creating, you're still designing, and hopefully still enjoying it. Okay, I wish I could see you all, I miss you. I hope everybody is doing well. I really do. Times are weird and getting weirder, but hopefully everything's going to be okay soon. Okay, take care all. If you have any questions, let me know, send an email or something, okay? Okay, take care.